You like Jordy Nelson. You're more like a white Mike Evans.
I was like a Julian Edelman only because we the same size.
I mean, you should have just took.
But I was mossing people like that though. But I wasn't 6'3", obviously. I'm only 6 foot. So
yeah, fair enough. I mean, they don't know that. I would have just lied and said you were 6'5".
Yeah, I'm 6'3".
I was trying to shoot you bail, but all right, never mind. You don't want it.
Yeah, what's up? I'm 6'3". 6'3" with a deep voice.
We'll edit that.
Are you trying to flex on our internet radio station right now? Is that what's good? Are you trying to flex on the good news radio station?
The good news is he's from the Bay Area, so this is totally approved. So yeah, we just kind of eventually started out really slow. We started out every segment on the show, like the different segments that we've had in the past, has actually been the name of the show. So Touchdowns and Tangents was the last iteration, but we started with, what was it? I think it was TDs. It was some with touchdowns. We were like, nah, that's trash. First we were like Take or Tangent. Then we were.
It's a fire name.
No, you're lying. That's really not
from
what
the
happened.
outside.
No, I can't remember the original name. But it was something else. And we did it on
the first name was Unnecessary Toughness,
which I came up with because there was a show called Unnecessary Roughness, and I was like, I want to avoid copyright infringement.
You was biting. Though.
Hey, creative licensing, bro. Creative licensing. That's what Disney does.
But pretty much what we realized about our show was that it was pretty much us giving fire takes that no one else was giving, and us talking about random ass shit,
and having all the facts to back up all our shit talk, so you can't ignore us. Like we would set the barbershop on fire with our takes, and we still do. I feel like we're most barbershop's favorite podcast. They just don't claim it publicly because they don't want to hurt some of their guests or some of their clientele. But it's cool.
It's a fire name from the outside looking in. Y'all picked
appreciate that
dope ass name.
Thank you.
But that's really Kenny's doing.
Like it was.
And shout out to Maricruz for doing all our logo. We got some new logo shit coming down the pipeline, so pay attention for that.
Yeah, when we do that rebrand,
y'all need a logo with you two on it. Like you guys need a profile.
I've been saying that, bro.
I would like.
So we haven't found the right time to coordinate a picture day,
bro. Right here.
Yeah. Plus, we both like 20 pounds over our playing weight.
First off,
D-line.
No, I'll just go with that excuse.
D-line. I'll be a D-back. D-line.
I played every position on the defensive and offensive lines. So,
yeah, I know it was
including right pine.
I know. That was offensive. I already put my heart out on this podcast saying I had my leg shattered in high school,
including exercise bike,
at least
training room guy.
No.
Training room guy.
I had too much self-respect. Dog, I would just limp through practice and still be fucking people up. Like, you get me on this play.
I knew.
When I get the feeling back in my leg when these painkillers.
I knew all the DNs was hitting Kenny with the swim move.
Nah, never that. No, they tried. They would line up on my bad leg.
Don't lie.
And I would punch him in the ribs.
Did you have Easton, Shaq, or New Balance cleats?
Neither.
You thought about it, though.
I was like, New Balance has cleats?
Wait, Shaq has cleats?
Yeah,
bro,
they did.
This one
team.
That's disgusting. I couldn't do Under
Armour. I used to have
Shaqs,
though, not going to lie. But not the cleats, obviously.
I mean, they were $30.
Yeah. That's when I was in, like, elementary.
I never had Shaqs.
That was before the playing days.
The most I had for Payless were Airwalks, and they're better than Converse.
Shout out to Mom.
Airwalks is a quality shoe. I'm standing for Airwalks because there's actual padding in them, and they look just like Converse.
Airwalks weren't always a Payless shoe.
I don't give a damn. But I fuck with them.
Shout out Airwalks.
You really did just shout out.
You just shouted out Shaqs, dog. You shouted out Shaqs.
Hey, shout out to Starbury. Shout out to the Lightning.
I never got the Starburys that were like $13. I wanted them, but I was like, nah, chill. He got mental issues. I can't be wearing a dude's shoe who has mental issues.
He got a statue in China, though. He chilling.
He is. Or
made a
maybe
bag.
He is. I mean,
all right, man, but finish with your fucking story on Touchdowns and Tangents. This is Touchdowns and Tangents.
Hey, bitch, first off, who you talking to like that, Pete?
Hurry up.
Shout out to Keith Good News. He said TDs and Tangents is way better. Yes, it is. That's why I came up with the name.
Keith.
Kenneth Frank James Berry came up with the name. Pete helped. By the way, Pete doesn't get enough credit for the fact that like he put me onto a lot of hood Chinese spots in the valley. He kind of ran.
At one point, I really did just drive him to try Lizzo Chinese.
I respect Chinese food spots. There's two of them. There's one we got to go back to that's like in
I'm trying to go.
North Hills, not North Hills, but you know where it is.
Canoga?
Canoga, there we go. The one in Canoga, that shit was fire.
We went 1-on-1 there. One time we got shitty food. One time we got really great food. So.
No, we went there one time and that shit was insanely high. I think the 165 runs down that street. That's how I know it was really good. But it really came down to me and Pete realized we actually have, aside from chemistry, we really have dope shit to say. And honestly, we feel like we're better than a lot of these so-called media figures.
Except for when Kenny has indigestion or
hiccups on the air.
Or
sorry.
hiccups or laryngitis or...
I fought through all that, though.
From yelling too loud at work.
I fought through all that and getting blackballed.
Throat diseases, Kenny.
Fuck you, dog. I have to overtalk Pete all day.
Yeah. Pause.
Because you never talking to the fucking mic.
Shut up. You're actually kind of right. Keith, your question, who drives around looking for hole-in-the-wall Chinese spots?
We do.
This
Touchdowns and
this
chances
podcast
does. Literally. Like, I literally look around for a hood shot. Like, I look for the most generic hole-in-the-wall spot. Like, if it doesn't have...
the best deals.
Like,
that's where the best teriyaki chicken is.
Like, if it has a name that can be copyright infringement, that means it's really good.
Yeah.
Like,
but if it's like Walk Express...
Like, if like Chinese food.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And
you know what I'm talking
about.
If the H on the building is like blank because like their neon signs broke and the H don't work, that shit is the greatest.
Like, we have no branding, no marketing. We just make Chinese food.
And
that's all we do.
We for sure shouted out all the Chinese spots on our pilots and everything. And there was a moment in this podcast, in this broadcast experience, this cacophony of intellectual sound and awesomeness. Yeah, I'm totally putting that on a business card. Where we literally didn't cuss at all. There was no profanity. Like, I made a habit of it. We're like, yo, we're not gonna cuss at all.
I made a habit of it,
bro. I did too.
And then when we got to the good news, then I was the one who kind of went off the rails.
You totally went off the rails. You're like, damn. I'm like, dog, you said damn 6 times, and then you just started saying
damn isn't a curse word.
Damn's not a curse word. Come on now.
Is it?
No, they said
it's
on
suck
TV.
a curse word.
Did you just say suck?
Bitch isn't even a curse word nowadays.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah, bitch is not a curse word.
Wait, this is news to me because I always thought bitch was a curse word.
It's a term of endearment.
Yeah, it is.
Like, what's up, bitch?
Hey, bitch,
Ain't
that about a bitch?
Ain't that about a bitch?
That's fair enough.
Hey, bitch, where's my food at?
Okay. I think we're borderlining on misogyny.
Are we? I don't know where the lines are anymore. They're all blurred.
All right, man. Hurry up, Robin Thicke. Get to your...
Did you just call me Robin Thicke? I beat your
You just
ass.
said blurred lines?
First off, Ryan.
He said, yeah, true.
Ryan said, damn, he called out your indigestion. That's low, Pete. But, I mean, I could call out his hairline, which is also low.
That's a good
That's
thing,
good.
though.
Right, yeah.
Like, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Like, no, but, like, Pete's hairline is so bad that I'm actually proud of him right now.
Yeah, man.
I
went to the other Russian guy this time.
You went
Not
to a
the
Russian
same
guy to get your
Russian
hair
guy.
cut off. Fuck. Now we're
going to Russian people.
Now we're on a watch list. You got a Russian dude cutting your hair.
Hey, he did it in 20 minutes, man. Shout out to him.
Because he probably had a dead body in the back
I got
in
a
the freezer.
dope barber, but he charges $40. I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
Wait. On a tangent. So let me
I'm
bring this
still
up.
trying-
Wait. I got a question. No, hold up. Before we get to all that, let me ask you this.
This is also
Let
part
me
of
ask
how
you this.
this podcast took off. We talked about
How much do you tip your barber?
Ah, man.
I don't tip my barber at all. I pay him like $15 to $20.
Okay,
That's
you.
whack.
15 is the.
That's whack.
How much do you tip?
At least
Do we
five.
gotta? I gotta do this.
Okay.
I gotta do
If
this.
it's a good haircut,
Okay.
He's been cutting my hair since the 5th grade, bro.
Yeah, well, you got issues with your
probably
barber,
ain't.
which we ain't gonna get into.
No,
in
no,
case
no.
Probably why your
in case he
hair-
listened to this show.
That's
this
probably-
time.
Don't make me talk about that. I'm going through a difficult situation with my barber
That's probably
right now.
why your hair.
Okay,
looking-
so shout out to
No,
the
I
whole.
purposely grew it out. Okay, I'm gonna just get to it.
Wait, hold on. Shout out.
Wait,
Wait. I want to talk about this.
Okay, go for it.
Shout
Go
out
for
to
it.
you. This dude really thinks he's A-Mike, bro.
Go
Calm
for
your
it.
ass down. Fuck. Anyways, so shout out to the homie Max, but he brought up this topic and was like, "Yo, you tip all these restaurants you go to 15%, and you be throwing your barber, the motherfucker who be having you looking fresh for 2 weeks, you throw him $2."
Yeah.
You throw him 10%.
That's facts.
That's like when Kelvin
That's backwards.
said he was
That's
only
true.
giving
That's
people like
backwards.
30 cents
Yeah.
and quarters and shit.
And honestly, that really changed my whole perspective because he's right. Like these bum ass waitresses give me 30 minutes of service and I tip them 15%.
Where at?
And I give my
And
barber
all they're
10%.
doing
Strip clubs
is
or just
walking you
restaurants?
food.
And that's literally their
They're literally
job.
walking you food and taking your order. That's
But
it.
and yeah, so
That's
basically,
not honestly the way I thought of it too, though.
But
yeah.
Joe,
That's-
you don't
that's
get
a
your
good way
hair
to
cut
think
at a
of it.
black barbershop. It's
no,
different.
but even besides that, that's
black
why.
barbershops are different, bro.
Well, shout out to Max again, but that's why he said I got my hair fucked up last time because I only be tipping $2.
you went to New York and didn't. He went to New York and didn't get any barber hookups.
Oh man,
Bro,
I had just
there's a-
got my hair cut.
Bro, you
like,
could trip
literally
and
day
fall
before
and
I
find a
left.
barber in New York.
you need to stop having Russian people cut your hair first.
Stop having no one who's not attached to the African diaspora cutting your hair.
Well, no, a Mexican dude cuts my hair, but he has it looking fresh.
But he
so.
probably got like a black great grandmother or something.
Yeah,
So,
he's
like-
he's all tatted up, so you know he knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
Oh God.
He has the patience
Wow,
of a
we are
test.
stereotyping the fuck on episode 100.
I
we
mean,
might get sued. This might be our best show, and we might also get sued in the process.
we're not gonna get sued. Everybody, calm
This is what
down.
happens when you put liquor in a podcast.
We're not drink champs though. I mean, those cats.
But
drink
yeah,
way too
Kenny, how
much.
about your fantasy team?
Man,
I was
that's
taking a sip of my
another
drink.
I take another one now. You just
But
All right, get
I
back
don't
to
know
your
what's more
story. Get
depressing.
back,
I don't-
to your story about.
I don't know what's more
we
depressing.
want to hear Pete's story too. Come on now.
Yeah,
Pete
hurry
got a
up.
goddamn story. Pete's
Yeah, I
story.
do. I
Pete's
actually
story
have-
is mostly my story.
No, I actually have a way
with the
better story. Than you.
responsibility part.
No, I have a way better story than you. But go ahead.
I mean, that's because you wouldn't let me tell my whole
Because
story.
I actually know how to story tell and give a decent anecdote and
No,
nut graph and shit
I'm-
like
I'm
that.
telling you
Instead
a-
of just rambling and talking.
I'm not rambling. I'm telling you
Talking
how
head.
it happened.
Talking head. Go ahead.
You're a talking head too. I just have a better hairline. Relax. So when it came down to what we were doing with the podcast and how we were doing it in Pete's room, when he would purposely turn all the fucking air off and it'd be hot as hell in his room, he'd turn off the blinds and shit. I'm like, dog, are we hiding from like the KGB? Like, you could leave the fan on while we're talking in the mixer. We're talking to a phone in your old apartment. Shout out to your old apartment. That was a good spot.
Shout out to Ray Vaughn, man.
Fuck that Korean barbecue place next to your old apartment, though. The first place where you're like, damn.
All right, man, hurry up. Get to the story about touchdowns and tangents. Fuck.
I am. This is part of the story.
We're literally 30 bars and running in. You haven't even told us.
Exactly.
You haven't even got to
No,
the
no, no. I'm
inception of
painting
the
a-
show.
No, I'm
You
painting
haven't
a
even
beautiful
got
picture
to the
for you.
inception of
Yeah,
the
No,
show.
I told you the backstory, and now I'm about to tell you when we knew this shit was going to pop off. After we went like 40 episodes without cursing, and we were hitting our stride, and literally every one of our episodes.
See, this
It's
is why
topical.
I fuck with Kenny, because he be saying the randomest shit, but somehow don't get lost in his point and comes back full circle.
And that's why this podcast is great.
like,
That's why I'm a talented ass.
like
nigga.
I really can't believe you found your point in that 15 minutes of rambling.
I always
that you
knew
just
my
did.
point, but sometimes, you got to pack the sandwich. You got to pack the blunt sometimes. But anyway, so we got to the point where it was like, we actually got something. We got something going. And, man, I'm telling you, with my job, like the past 2 years, like I'm coming from the South Bay all the way to Northridge almost all the fucking time. And practically living and sleeping on the bus. And Pete was at his other job, and we were trying to figure out ways to coordinate what day we would do it. And we finally found, like, okay, every Thursday. So Thursday is really an important day for the simple fact that we literally, like, base our
Thursday
lives
night
around
football's
this day.
on and nobody gives a fuck about it.
They care more about my fantasy team. Let me take a shot real quick.
Except for this game was actually good. So shout out to the
Nope,
Saints. and
not
the
for my
Cowboys.
fantasy team. Fuck you.
Pete, you got to take a drink. He said,
I said 2 already. But anyway, drinking a beer, babysitting a beer over there. You're disgusting, Pete.
Yeah, who's driving your ass home? Shut up.
Fair point.
I think
Plus,
you-
rallies. That's man. So this is where the podcast also elevated. We started going to rallies after every episode.
It's also where I gained 15 pounds.
Your girl was like, "You should stop. You guys are gonna die." But Rallies has the best
She
fries.
literally texted me that. Like, he's not even
Rallies
exaggerating.
has the best fries, and Rallies honestly got ripped off by a lot of you hoe ass restaurants. McDonald's, Jack in the Box, Carl's Jr. All y'all ripped off Rallies. They got best fries, and shout out to the Rallies in Hawthorne where I grew up. The one by Eucalyptus Elementary School, right across the street from my barber shop on Hawthorne and 120th. They're the shit. They're awesome. They close and they open back up. They got the best shakes, except for that one fat chick that Pete hates every time it comes to the window because she acting like a bitch and act like he don't.
Man.
Act
Nah,
like
that's
he
not
don't
even
hear
the
you.
fat chick. It's the skinny chick.
Nah, it's the fat chick because she's the one who's in charge.
All right, whoever. I'm C Mike.